Hello, welcome back to the Casual Watch Review channel. It's always a good day when I get a loaner watch from Christopher Ward in the post, one of my favourite brands. This is the brand new GMT with this aquary turquoisey blue dial, and it looks awesome. This is the first of the Sealander GMTs that I've ever reviewed, although I've reviewed several other Sealanders in the range. This is brand new. It's been out a couple of weeks now. Not only is it a new dial choice for this GMT, it also has their new bracelet on it with a butterfly clasp instead of my favourite clasp that they put on there, the ratcheted dive clasp. So am I going to like this one the same? Let's flip the camera around, we'll do the review, and as always, you let me know what you think in the comments section down below. I think you're going to like this one. Believe it or not, this is the first GMT Sealander I have reviewed on the channel. I have reviewed the automatic and the bronze version. This one might just be my favourite in the line after seeing it in person. When this watch was first released in black and white, there was parallels drawn to the Explorer 2, a gentle nod to a classic. Well, this dial breaks that mold, and wow, what a great colour. The teal, almost electric teal if that's a colour, is spectacular in person, an absolute triumph on this watch. Christopher Ward incidentally are calling this Dragonfly blue. This is one of those dials that you'll never get bored of, a nice addition to one of their existing GMT lines, and as far as I can tell, this one is not going to be limited edition. The way the blue captures the light, it could be the perfect summer watch, and then a nice little mood lifter as the nights draw in for the winter. It's certainly a statement and honestly stunning in person. This watch, some would say, is the perfect size of 39mm. The case has a height of only 11.85mm. This combined with a lug width of 45.8mm makes for a very wearable watch. Here you can see it on my 7.2-inch wrist. The light catcher cases on these watches is so well balanced that even on their larger models the case is extremely comfortable. As I've grown as a watch collector, I'm starting to really appreciate how a well balanced case is actually more important than the size of the case. This watch is weighing in at 156 grams with the bracelet and has a decent water resistance of 150 meters. The hands are the typical Christopher Ward style but still fantastic. The sword and almost razor sharp spear design for the hour hand. The second hand has the trident and then a cool pop of orange to match the GMT hand. I wonder if the GMT hand could have been completely orange on this one as opposed to having the black section. On the black dial Sealander GMT, this is a great look because it makes part of the GMT hand almost become invisible on the dial. But on this blue, I'd like to see what an all orange hand would look like, or perhaps an even more vibrant orange. The indices are loomed and, as always with these watches, capture the light beautifully because of the brushed and polished elements. This complements the brushing and polishing of the hands and case. As I've always said with Christopher Ward watches, the design is usually simple but executed to a very high standard, bringing it all together. An example of this would be how the minute hand completely covers the indices and goes all the way to the edge of the dial. As you probably noticed, new to this model is the Consort bracelet, a completely redesigned bracelet which, thanks to its 5-link construction, forms and contours to the wrist. This is a really great feeling bracelet. It's thinner than the traditional bracelet and drops the fan favourite ratcheted divers clasp for a much dressier butterfly clasp. This adds to the comfort and makes for an overall lighter feeling bracelet. The bracelet is very well machined, and honestly I'm very impressed with what they've done here. The links are easy to remove with screws, and due to the size of the links you should be able to get the right fit, something I certainly was worried about before I resized the bracelet. If you find you're still missing the convenience of the diver's extension, the watch still fits the old bracelet. So for an additional $255, you could buy that additional bracelet, which is actually a very good price for the quality of bracelet that Christopher Ward make. The lug width on here is 20mm, and Christopher Ward sell a whole host of other straps that size. And there are of course a myriad of other third-party sellers. It's probably one of the most versatile lug widths. This watch would look great probably probably on an orange rubber strap or maybe on a blue one. The bracelet certainly gives it less of a tool watch aesthetic and more of a sleeker one. This is a similar design nod, I think, to the Rolex Datejust, a sports watch that is also a bit dressier and a bit blingier if I'm being honest. The light catcher case on these watches, again, very well machined with brushing and polishing elements with multiple facets that, as the name would suggest, do capture the light. This is now part of Christopher Ward's design language and gives their watches the look of watches many multiples the cost. This watch is coming in at $1,270, impressive for the quality, as always with Christopher Ward watches. And if you're a fan of Christopher Ward watches, you know exactly what I mean. Powering this watch is the Sellita SW330-2, a GMT movement with a power reserve of 56 hours. It has a timing tolerance of plus or minus 20 seconds per day, so this isn't one of the movements that's measured to COSC. This has a standard GMT function. The 24-hour hand moves when you're setting the hour and minute hands, then can be adjusted independently to the right time. This allows you to change the time zone on the 24-hour hand easily, but it's not as convenient to move your home time zone without disrupting the 24-hour hand. As you know, I am unapologetically a Christopher Ward fan, although I don't love all their watches I've reviewed, but for me, this one is a big hit. But as always, let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and if you enjoy this video, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe and the thumbs up button, and I'll see you next time on Casual Watch Reviews.